Rain and storms more widespread across our area today. We'll look at that and why the Pacific Ocean is tropically more active right now compared to the Atlantic. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back at Meteo Mundo. Great to see you on a Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Come up in this video, we see a pretty good area of showers and storms here. More widespread rain. We're going to be tracking that for us. We'll look at your island by island rainfall forecast and get into the conversation of why the Pacific right now is much more active compared to the Atlantic and how and when that might change. Love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comment section below how you're doing, what the weather has been like in your area. Let's get started. Just on this broad view, I'm going to bring up the current temperatures, and then we're going to deep dive into, of course, what we're going to be looking at rainfall-wise. Now, these are actual air temperatures in Fahrenheit. Again, upper 80s to lower 90s. Couple of hot spots, right? Like Port-au-Prince, Haiti, towards Lacaille, able to get to the upper 90s for a daytime high. When we factor in the humidity, the dew point, the relative humidity, the feels like temperature, again, it's a little bit cooler in some spots, but you have a couple of areas where it's absolutely crazy hot. 117 was the feels like temperature today, both in Kingston, Jamaica, and the Cayman Islands. We're pushing above 47 degrees Celsius. It's dangerous heat, friends. Some rain to cool off those areas, and overall, we're going to have better chances for showers and storms. And one main reason why is we actually have 3 tropical waves and a frontal boundary beginning to move through our area. So we have 2 tropical waves, one over Central America and Mexico, one in the Southwest Caribbean about ready to move into that area. We have another one draped over the Lesser Antilles that'll be moving through the Greater Antilles. And this frontal boundary, very unusual for this time of the year, but promoting hefty showers and storms across portions of the Bahamas. And that's where we'll start off this video as far as looking at the rain. And again, it's the Northwest Bahamas, as we've talked about in the last couple of videos. We've actually had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings issued by the Bahamas Department of Meteorology, mainly down towards New Providence and Andros. We've had some pretty gnarly storms develop there. Let me bring on the rain, the reflectivity here, radar. Take a look at that. Drop off the satellite data for right now. Now, the storms are more concentrated farther north. Really nasty storms coming off of portions of eastern Florida, but for the hour, these are slow-moving, developing showers and storms. First of all, heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and some funnel clouds. Water spouts, an isolated tornado threat is out there, so be very careful. There's been several funnel clouds in Florida for today, and that opportunity will linger here for the Northwest Bahamas. Just really slow-moving activity, so we could get a couple of inches of rain in a few spots. Obviously, boaters need to be very cautious of this. Here's some of the heavier storms at the hour across Andros and New Providence, right over Nassau there, Old Fort Bay, and then Andros Town up towards San Andros, and a few isolated storms back down towards Eleuthera. But again, this boundary is draped over central Florida, and so a little bit farther south that you go, storms are a little bit more isolated and weaker in nature. Let's take a look at the satellite imagery again. And you can just see that the lightning counts fade as you get south of Eleuthera. And that's what I mentioned in yesterday's video as well, that we can't rule out some scattered showers and storms for the central and southeast Bahamas for the Turks and Caicos, but it's mainly actually going to be the tropical wave that's in the Lesser Antilles right now to bring you a better chance for showers and storms. Let's go over to our friends in Jamaica. Again, at the hour, we're starting to get a little bit of rain. What I love to see is that we're actually getting a little bit of rain on the eastern side of the island. I mentioned this also in yesterday's video, that opportunity would be there. So places like Port Antonio and Morant Bay and Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town, with an opportunity to catch up with showers. My friends in Jamaica, let me know. And again, if I bring back on the feels like temperatures here, you'll notice that Kingston has dipped down a little bit, and that's a little bit of cloud coverage, a little bit of showers rolling into the area at the hour. Now, is it going to be a lot? In a couple of spots, yes. Overall, probably, again, if we can just catch a cooling shower, we'll take it. But more tropical moisture is on the way to try and bring us a better chance. Again, an isolated shower over the Cayman Islands, but relatively speaking, it's been hot and dry for those islands. A few storms at the hour, mainly in western Cuba, but not as prolific, at least right now, as what we've seen the last couple of days. Again, Turks and Caicos are dry. Portions of Haiti and the Dominican Republic beginning to see a couple of storms fire up, but more are on the way. Speaking of heat, towards Santo Domingo, again, feels like temperatures above 110. That's 43 degrees Celsius. And again, these are not air temperatures. These are feels like temperatures, but it matters when you're outdoors. Then we get that cooling shower there that is breaking off some of that relief. On over to my friends in Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, a little bit closer to the axis of tropical moisture, so showers and storms are becoming a bit more widespread. What do you say I break out the visible satellite imagery, and you can clearly see again the rain developing and moving into the area. Nice lightning strikes over the western side of the island. I'm not done there though. Let's bring up the live radar out of Puerto Rico at the hour, get rid of the radar or satellite data right now. And here are the storms. Again, they're developing central, moving up towards the north and west. So for Isabela, San Sebastian, Aguadilla, places like that, rain and storms. Let's cool things off. That's great news. Another little batch of rain towards Coamo at the hour, moving off towards the west. A couple more scattered showers and storms, Guaynabo, Carolina, towards the south side of San Juan, and they'll just continue to develop and then work their way from east to west. Not a extremely widespread opportunity here, but at least we're going to have some. Also noting a few showers and storms over Culebra, portions of St. Thomas. Those developed a little bit earlier in the day towards St. John, Tortola, Virgin Gorda, and Agata even had a little bit of rain. And there's been a brief shower or two near St. Croix. And again, some of this activity is going to work its way west across the Mona Passage and towards places like Punta Cana. So overall, better rain chances coming for the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Back over to our friends in the Lesser Antilles right now. Again, we've had a few spotty showers roll their way through. Some of that has been some decent downpours. Not everyone has gotten some of that heavier rain, but it's been out there. I'm going to bring on the infrared satellite imagery as well. Just shows you the higher cloud tops with this. And again, there's a couple of lightning strikes, little shower over Martinique. Again, we can also bring on the feels like temperatures as well. And you'll notice again, as some of the higher clouds and some of the passing showers roll through, you'll see some of those temperatures drop, but not a ton of rain today. Anguilla on over towards St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Barbuda, Montserrat, Guadalupe, Dominica. Again, a couple of passing showers. Let me know in the comments section below. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, and relatively dry again today in Trinidad and Tobago. Nueva Esparta has been dry. It's been also awfully hot there. Same thing for my friends in the ABC Islands. Curacao feels like temperature punched above 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, an area that continues to see some hefty showers and storms, Central America. Look at all of the rain breaking out right now. Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Honduras. Very active weather. Again, there's two different tropical waves elongated here. Again, tropical wave is a disorganized area of showers and storms. Those can form into tropical depressions, tropical storms, and hurricanes, but these that have been moving through the Caribbean are just bringing some beneficial rain. Got a viewer photo today. This is near Lake, is it Arenal or Arenal, Costa Rica? Not looking at the lake, but we are looking at some gorgeous, lush vegetation. A lot of heavy rain there. Picture perfect shot. I appreciate my friend who sent it to our email. Didn't leave a name, but again, appreciate that shot out of Costa Rica. And if you want to send me a picture or video in your area to show on these videos, it's myMediaMundo@gmail.com. Also follow us across all of our other social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook as well. Instagram and TikTok getting a lot of new followers. We appreciate that. Okay, back over here to what's going on. I'm gonna just drop off those feels like numbers. And you, again, can see the proliferation of showers and storms over Nicaragua, Honduras at the hour. Storms trying to form over Roatan. We've had some good rain over portions of Belize and Guatemala and the Yucatan the last several days. A lot of this for places like Belize City along the coast, Dangriga, San Pedro, and Accordance have developed in the morning hours, and the storms have refired inland in the afternoon, and they've been even more prolific there. I had a report out of San Ignacio yesterday. They got hammered with some storms. Hopefully got a little bit more rain today. Belmore Pond, the same situation, up towards Orange Walk, Chechemal there on the southern side of Quintana Roo. And as we go a little bit north, these storms are trying to build towards Tulum and just inland from Cancun and Cozumel. Okay, time to get into the forecast portion of the video. Again, thank you for liking here at Meteo Mundo this video. Thank you for subscribing. If you want these daily forecasts across the Caribbean and the Bahamas, you found your home. Of course, we provide the tropical updates for the Atlantic Basin as well. Thank you for sharing this with your family and friends, and ways to support the channel below as well. We'll bring back on our models here. Now, good news for those suffering from the heat. we're going to have better rain chances overall. Of course, and I mean, of course, we know that we're not going to get rain for everyone. That's just kind of the situation that we're in. But with the two tropical waves here, in that second tropical wave just moving through the Lesser Antilles right now, and then that frontal boundary, right? All four features are players to enhance the rain, especially central and western sides. Yes, we're going to dry out a little bit over the Lesser Antilles, the Leeward Islands, and Windward Islands overall. But there's still going to be at least some rain chances there, and that's where I'm actually going to start this. So again, the easterlies are still going to be in play. Fast-moving showers and storms. Again, not going to have a ton of heavier rain, but everyone is going to have a chance. Trinidad, Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, maybe a little bit more access right here in the heart and the central side of the Lesser Antilles as we get up towards the Leeward Islands, Montserrat, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Bartholomew, Anguilla. Scattered rain. All right, we're going to look at the island by island rain chance coming up, but certainly the chance will be there. Now, rain chances should still be relatively high tomorrow for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, so St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John. Again, good heavy downpours, certainly some lightning come along for the ride, enough instability being produced. But the deepest moisture should quickly work its way out west, and that's when we start to talk about the Dominican Republic and Haiti, Santo Domingo, Port-au-Prince, Puerto Plata, all with improved rain chances for our Thursday and staying relatively high. As I mentioned, the northern side of this is going to hit the Turks and Caicos, the central and the southeast Bahamas. Cuba's rain chances will go up as well, and then we're going to start to see that feed into Jamaica. So again, better rain chances overall, and just healthier rain. We're not just going to have an isolated storm on the western side of the island. For my friends in Jamaica, this rain chance is going to be island-wide, and it's going to be relatively high the next few days. Maybe around a 40 to 50% chance tomorrow, but hopefully even a little bit slightly higher as we get into our Friday and Saturday. It's just nice to see a little bit more green on the map. Now again, the caveat is everyone going to get rain to break the heat, to really help out some of the dry conditions? No. But at least that tropical moisture will be there, and it's not going to come in the form of a tropical depression or tropical storm, something we have to worry about. Same thing for the Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac. Better rain chances as the moisture feeds in from east to west. This will spiral into Cancun and Cozumel and the Yucatan in general, and we're just going to stay active through the remainder of Central America. Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama. I mean, look how wet. We're talking about several inches of rain, 3-4 inches of rain, 75, 100 millimeters the next few days in many, many spots. ABC Islands going to try and catch some of these showers. Look, it's not going to be a big chance for Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. You can see that here on the model, but a brief passing shower. And by the way, winds 20, 25 miles an hour, higher gusts. Same thing for our friends in Nueva Esparta as well. Now, you want to talk about the overall best chance for rain as we head into the weekend here. It's going to be the Northwest Bahamas again, because they'll get a little bit of moisture south from that tropical wave with south winds. But again, that boundary, that front, the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and all the winds are moving west to east, will continue to promote high storm chances for Walker's Key, Grand Bahama, Bimini, Abaco, Andros, New Providence, Eleuthera. Slightly lower when you get down towards Cat Long Island, Exuma, the Acklands, places like that, okay? But the rain chances overall slightly higher there compared to the last few days, but much higher Andros, New Providence, north, okay? And again, some of that will be heavy. Watch out for the lightning, and then watch out for the water spout funnel cloud threat overall. So boaters, be prepared for that. Island by island we go, guys. 70% chance for the Northwest Bahamas each and every day, right on through Saturday. Rain chances elevate a little bit for the central and southeast Bahamas. That's pretty good. Friday, Saturday, 50% chance. Turks and Caicos, decent rain chances as well. Cuba's rain chances, again, continue to be exceptionally high. Kind of peaked as that wave moves through on Friday. Cayman Islands, 30, 40, then 60 on Saturday. That's nice to see. Again, not everyone's going to get it, but at least the rain chance is out there. And we know the Cayman Islands, relatively speaking, smaller islands. We got to get one right over the island to really help things out. Belize City, 40% chance the next couple days. Again, some of that could move in overnight and in the morning hours. 60 on Saturday. Cancun and Cozumels rain chances go up starting Saturday as well. Jamaica's chances 40% tomorrow, and I think it's at least 50 Friday and into Saturday. Hopefully I can elevate that a little bit tomorrow's video. I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I think these are pretty good numbers right now. There's the Dominican Republic, 80% chance tomorrow, still 60 on Friday, 40 on Saturday. Puerto Rico's rain chances are high. Let's cool things off here. And again, some of you commented that you're still without power in a couple of spots. Thoughts are still with you guys. There was someone who commented they still don't have power from Beryl in the Grenadines. Our thoughts are with you guys. Could you imagine still not having power there? Still homes without roofs. It's rough. Some of this rain is beneficial to cool it off, but hopefully you have some shelter as well. The U.S. and British Virgin Islands is a 60% chance, then a 50, and then we do dry out starting on Saturday. Bermuda's rain chances are relatively low. Anguilla, 50% chance tomorrow, isolated Friday, Saturday. St. Kitts and Nevis, again, will bobble about with a few passing showers. Overall, for the Lesser Antilles in general, you're going to see the highest rain chance tomorrow as that tropical moisture departs off towards the west. Then drier air does move in, but the easterlies still have enough instability for some scattered rain. So, 50% tomorrow, Montserrat, Guadeloupe, a little bit higher, Dominica, Martinique, but not much. And then those rain chances tail off to a 30 to 40% chance, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines for Friday and Saturday. Barbados, not much more rain here in the Windward Islands. It's just a little bit more uniform, not really spiking, but the easterlies provide at least some spotty showers. And again, it's still going to be hot. We know that. Suriname and Guyana, a little bit drier than what we've had lately. And Nueva Esparta and the ABC Islands, again, continue to see just isolated rain chances. As far as what we're seeing with wave heights here and directions, and I'm going to take a little sip of water off camera, so excuse me. Been battling a little bit of dry throat. You can see the easterlies continue with us. Now, wave heights aren't going to be crazy significant, except back down on the southwest side of the Caribbean, where again, we might have just a little bit more action down there. But it's all easterlies. On the Atlantic facing side of the islands, watch out for some long period swells. Rainfall totals have gone up on the European model with this next tropical wave. You can see that moving through. So now we could get 3 to 4 inches of rain in portions of Jamaica, 75, 100 millimeters. Still bullseyeing the northwest side of the Bahamas as well. Still higher rain chances overall for Central America. And again, maybe even above 100 millimeters over the next 7 days. And it's at least some decent rain for the Lesser Antilles and portions of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, but nothing at that highest peak. Okay, friends, now we're going to get into the tropical discussion here, all right? Obviously, we are getting into late August and things are relatively quiet, and that's fantastic news. But if you keep up with things in the Eastern Pacific, it's a much different story. We have Hurricane Gilma, and we have 2 other areas that are more than likely going to develop and become at least tropical storms. And all of these are in some ways pointed towards Hawaii, the Hawaiian Islands. So if you have interest in the Hawaiian Islands, please be paying very close attention to these 3 different areas, especially, of course, Gilma, and we'll see what happens there. In the Atlantic, we've talked about how quiet it's been, okay? Yes, we have a tropical wave here in the main development region, and we have another one moving off. But the big question is, why haven't these been developing over the last week or 2? And that is kind of something I've been diving into as well, and some of the folks that I follow in the weather community and just interact with. So let's talk about that. The first thing I want to show you guys is the current ocean temperatures off the West African coast. There has been a noticeable drop in the ocean temperatures in the eastern side of the Atlantic, right along the west coast of Africa. These areas in green only represent sea surface temperatures that are 22, 23 degrees Celsius. That's just 72 to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. That would not support any tropical development. That minimum threshold is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The other note is that these tropical waves have been coming off the West African coast slightly farther north in latitude than what we would expect. Instead of coming off the coast here and already beginning to run into some very favorable ocean temperatures, they're moving a little bit farther north and they're interacting with this cooler water. And notice as well that the development, if you will, of warmer water takes a while, okay? Whereas here, farther south, we're well into the upper 20s, even near 30 degrees Celsius sea surface temperatures, upper 80s to near 90. Now, this would still support, as we get into this region, tropical development. So the question also is begged, well, why haven't they developed here? And that's a great question as well, one that I don't have a quite good answer for you at this point in time. It's just that it's almost like it's starting off in a bad environment and it's just really not able to continue to wrap up as it does. If they were developing a little bit farther to the south, they'd be more in play, because right now with La Nina and wind shear quite low, the other factors are still there. Now, as I have mentioned, everything looks to still turn right at the end of August, and I'm going to show you both the European and the GFS models. Now, on this map, the oranges represent sea surface pressures that are higher than normal, just pressures in general that are higher than normal. Blues are lower than normal. Notice that we start to see a flop right towards the end of August on this loop. Notice that all of that orange or yellow or white is replaced with areas of blue. So we go from kind of dominant with areas of higher pressure and no development to right at the end of August here, we start to see those fade to white, and then the blues begin to work their way in, indicating areas of abnormally lower pressures. And that's through the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, and the Western Atlantic. Then when we look at the actual ensemble members of the European and what they're trying to develop, again, early on, we don't see much, but early into September, more and more signals of tropical development, just a lot more on the map, kind of a sign of flipping that pattern and getting those tropical waves in the Atlantic to develop. But again, through at least right around the end of August, not much, but then things kind of blow up a bit on those signals. Now, it's way too early to be talking about exactly when it might happen, exactly where in the intensity, but these are the things I look at in the longer term for what could be coming down the road. And I've noticed that this has held true with the European model for at least the last few days, right? Just more signals as we roll into the first week of September for a lot more potential tropical development near our area. And the GFS comes along for the ride as well. This is the entire look at the Atlantic basin, but you get that idea that it's now developing the tropical waves slightly farther south, but still a little bit north than maybe what we would expect. But they're developing east of the Lesser Antilles, and then there's some signals here in, the Western Atlantic overall. So the GFS is quiet through the end of August, but for the first few days of September, things really begin to pop off. And again, that's the signals that I'm looking for. And these are the ensemble members of the GFS. There's 51 of them. So we look at all of this and more of them that plot this on. Again, just a higher signal for a flip in that pattern. So again, I say we enjoy what's going to be a relatively quiet week, right? We're going to have these tropical waves coming through to give us better rain chances, but no development out of that. And as hot as it's been in your areas, I know you guys won't mind that rain, and I'll keep you updated if there's anything down the road to watch for. I think by this time next week, we'll be talking much more about what some of those things that we're seeing in the models might be coming as they head our way towards the beginning of September. Friends, thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing here to Meteo Mundo. You have a specific question about the forecast, just drop it in the comment section below. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow with the latest right here at Meteo Mundo.